Hello and welcome to the holiest place of all of real-time strategy. We are on Seton and we're surrounded by very good players for Seton. So people have been asking for noob game casts, but if people have really good gameplay in some noob games, definitely would like to go through those. I think I did do a couple in the past, but other people were unhappy about it. So I think this one everybody will be happy because you really can't create better teams, and one team on top for players who played back in 2011. This is a fearsome team, Flying, Steyr, and Le Pen. So this is 3/4 of the German turtle that was basically unbeatable. If you put Blackwater here in the back, that would be complete. Actually, I'm not sure if True is Blackwater, then this is complete. I don't think he is, but I don't know. So they are going to get a very good challenge. Of course, Crazed. Been playing quite a bit of Setons recently. That's always nice to see. Of course, Crazed played pretty good in the Morals Trophy. Excellent 1v1 player near the top of the ladder. And actually another player here from the Immortals Trophy, Csoller. Player that sometimes shows up on Setons, and whenever he does, he's actually extremely good. I know he played quite a bit a long time ago, but then kind of stopped because of all the shield mixing that was introduced. He didn't really agree, so he just sort of left. I may have left for other reasons, I have no idea. But you also got Hawk, so Hawk versus Le Pen. Hawk always playing Cybern, that's always nice to see. It's going to be very difficult for him against UEF. And also Hyena, a Cybern. So two Cybern players on either side. So we got a UEF versus Cybern affair here. I expect the bottom side to be very aggressive. But I think I got to give an advantage here for Steyr. He's not one of the more aggressive mid players, but he definitely knows how to utilize the mass that he gets, and he's quite good at getting that mass. And Crazed once again with this crazy bomber build. He already got a kill here, 2 kills actually, and he's going to get a third. This is just brutal. His bomber does fly over 2 flak, and if you fly over 2 flaks, you're going to die. A bomber from Le Pen going to the middle. This player's only 340. Players already got quite a bit of the mass, still quite a bit left. A quick drop from Hyena, 2 engineers on the island, and then he's actually going to go and try to drop on Flying's exposed 3 mass extractors. He's got a bomber and a transport, and that scout from Flying should see that transport. I'm not sure if he will actually respond. Yeah, it looks like he does. But when interceptors are put in those types of patrol orders, it's a bit of luck. You got to get lucky that they come in at the right trajectory. Yeah, it looks like that plane probably won't get enough shots in to stop the drop, and that could be pretty bad for Flying. See a successful drop, and that's a couple of Manta. If they can deny the production of this factory, it'll be very difficult for Flying. Put them in a nice hole. The bomber is, of course, still coming in. The transport has survived. Le Pen taking his island, no opposition from Hawk. Hawk just picking up his trees and taking up, going Tech 2. He's working on his 4th Tech 2 mass extractor. While in the middle, here a little bit after minute 5, all mass is gone, both ACUs about half health. So let's check out the numbers. Crazed 5,200, Steyr 66, about 1,000, a little more than 1,000 more. Plus a couple of extra chunks of mass still left over for Steyr, so you can call it 1,500 more for the top side. But really not that significant difference. And these Manti, 1 kill. Oh, total. This is as good as it could have gone. All 3 mass extractors gone. Factory not complete. Engineer gone. We now see engineers from Flying going into that position. That should give Hyena a pretty big advantage. And also coming in with Navy, very aggressive stuff from Hyena. See how Flying can deal with it. He does have a nice air force, and he just finished a torpedo launcher. That was a very timely torpedo launcher. The engineers will die, however, and eventually the torpedo launcher will kill the frigate. So that was a very lucky move there from Flying. He just finished it, and it will be a very important unit for him. More frigates coming in from Hyena. Meanwhile, it looks like a drop coming in from Le Pen with a nice air cover. It looks like it's going to go to Crazed. It's going to go directly on Crazed base, perhaps trying to take out a couple Tech 2 mass extractors. It is 4 engineers. It is under fire from a couple interceptors, and actually Le Pen took a little too long. Good defense though from the bottom side. Looks like Csoller Csoller with a 1 brave interceptors chasing down a whole cloud of interceptors from Le Pen. Eventually it will probably die though. A drop coming in from Csoller. Looks like it's a bunch of engineers. In the middle of the ocean, he's going to start a navy. He's going to start helping Hyena with the navy. Meanwhile, still only Tech 1 from Csoller, so he's all just teching up. Gotta remember the top side, the Germans got more mass, so that's even worse now for the top side. They're gonna definitely use that to get huge ecos. 4 Tech 2 bombers from Le Pen standing by. He has UEF. These are Janus bombers. Excellent for taking out single, actually 4 Janus bombers, 1 pass will destroy a Tech 2 mask structure. Perhaps that's what he's thinking of, so that, actually now it's 5. He might be looking to target Tech 2 power. He's got a massive Tech 1 Air Force, so he can, with this type of Tech 2 bomber force, he can kill stationary targets very well. I don't think it's a good idea to go after ACUs. You'll definitely stop it from any kind of progress. So here, this assault from Crazed is not going to work if Le Pen wants to stop it. But dodging Janus bombers is not a very difficult thing to do. Here come the bombers from Le Pen. Very impressive. He's got the best eco, and he's going on a major assault. And you can see he just used his interceptors to spot some targets. And it looks like he is going to attempt to put Hawk in a very bad position. This is actually excellent. Yeah, I want to slow this down a little bit. Let's see what he's going to target. He's going after Hawk's ACU. I completely disagree with the target choice here. Although, looks like he got quite a few. Oh, that's ridiculous. I was disagreeing with the target choice, and I was 100% wrong. I can't. That's such a lack of interceptors, I guess, from Hawk, and he wasn't able to dodge at all. He was walking in a straight line. Maybe if he would have changed direction, because they were all coming in from one direction, all in one pass. So very short game for Hawk. A bit disappointing. He says no mass, which probably was the case. There was a little less mass than expected from Crazed, but especially for Beach, it's very difficult. So now, of course, Setons is played with Give. Once again, this is another proof why you play Setons with Give, because if it was just a 10-minute game, it would be extremely boring. But now, Csoller is going to get a double base. He's going to get a huge eco. So really taking out that ACU with that strat, it just puts more pressure on Csoller. If he can manage 2 economies, he's going to start building up a whole bunch of Tech 1 Cyber and naval factors, but absolutely no navy from Le Pen yet. Now we got to take a look at what's going on in this ocean. We have a major navy from Csoller. So Csoller is actually controlling 3 different bases, but he's doing quite well. He's got EEF with cruisers and shields, which is a very nice counter to gunships. Hyena is also there. He's hiding underneath. So frigates underneath the EEF shield. I don't think anybody will object to that. And you can see how good the shields are. None of those torpedoes made it to the cruiser. This 13 kills for that cruiser. And you can see flying is in quite a bit of trouble. We do see Le Pen standing by with a massive air force. Actually, both True and Le Pen standing by, but multiple cruisers from Csoller are just going to get a huge amount of energy. Already 30 kills between them. And now with these gunships, instead of attacking, actually they're just going to die. I think they're going to go after Tech 2 mask tractors, but will easily die. That is some of Steyer's gunships, and he's got to be very worried about what happens in Flying's Ocean, because that's his base right here, and EF cruisers will completely wipe everything out. You can see he's already got some TMD, and he's got a Tech 2 air factory making torpedo bombers. Still absolutely no navy from Flying. Has been kept out the whole game, so a bit disappointing. Craze now in the water. He does have a cruise missile launcher. He's trying to probably throw a couple missiles at Le Pen, but Le Pen's got TMD, and now Le Pen's going to force him out of the water with some torpedo bombers. So much Tech 1 flak. It's pretty effective in large numbers. And now Crazed actually is in quite a bit of trouble, because here come the Janus bombers. Let's see if Crazed can actually dodge these. Here come the Janus bombers, and Crazed unable to dodge. Le Pen with 2 kills. Thought this game would be a little closer, but there goes Crazed. So who's going to get the middle base? I imagine it's going to be Hyena. So one thing we can say, even though 2 players from the bottom side have died, the top ocean is absolutely dominated by this bottom side. So it's like 2 players with basically the same amount of map control, but ocean control. So it's concentration versus map control here. Hopefully it's not a strange sound. Alright, and now we're going to see flying. He's going to build up a turtle. He's going to try to survive, but as this force gets bigger and bigger, and this is something people might object to, a UEF shield with a Cybern cruiser, although I think under these conditions it's really not that big a deal because there is no more naval fight. I think if there was a pretty big naval fight, that could be called a bit overpowering. Csoller is actually all by himself in the middle. Not the safest place. He doesn't have the gun. He has got resource allocation. And given Le Pen's ability to snipe ACUs in this one, he would have to be very wary, although there are some cruisers for Csoller playing defense. Steyr is on a transport. Imagine he's probably Tech 3 at this point. So he will try to drop onto Csoller's base somewhere. And I think that's a very good move because that will take a lot of concentration from Csoller. Well, Csoller has to be busy making air. It looks like he has lost the SF fight. He will be forced into making Tech 3 anti-air. Something funny with the mic. It's making that annoying noise. Hopefully you guys can't hear that. This is just all Tech 2 bombers all game. And I think Le Pen is going to regret not making a Navy here. He just started. He's going to make destroyers. Although there is no air support for that Tech 1 Navy for Csoller. He does have cruisers coming in, following up. And it could be a possibility that this whole... this is... Okay, so I'm not paying attention to the most important thing. It appears that Steyr is going to drop off on Csoller's base. And he does have Tech 3, so Tech 1 point defense is going to be built very quickly. Csoller, though, immediately switches to Tech 3 point defense. And that's actually going to be interesting. There is actually more build capacity here for Csoller than a single Tech 3 ACU. And he already has Tech 3, so he, with proper micro, he can actually make it very difficult for Steyr. Steyr also making Tech 3 point defense. Tech 2 point defense is going up. Of course, a fight in this region means Csoller is going to lose quite a bit of his base. Also, we can see total air control from True. A whole bunch of torpedo bombers are going to try to do something about Csoller's Navy, which is now getting very close to Le Pen's base, the Tech 2 air production, and it's a possibility Le Pen will lose his base. Meanwhile, cruise missile launcher, Tech 3 point defense, another shield is planned. Multiple Tech 3 point defenses from Csoller, and actually this shield is going to get knocked down, so Steyr might want to switch to shields. Of course, he can always just retreat a little bit out of the range of those Tech 3 point defenses. You really want to have air control to deal with types of ACU drops, so that when you knock down the shields, come in with some bombers, knock those down. It's just a straight up Tech 3 point defense standoff. The ACU is pretty mobile, he can always just retreat. But now the navies, Csoller and Hyena absolutely dominating. Steyr is beginning to lose his base, and that could be important because then he won't have resources to actually build up his base here in the back of Csoller's. And he already has 2 Tech 3 point defenses. See, it's 2 Tech 3 point defenses for Csoller as well. More shields for Steyr. Tech 2 bombers for Le Pen killing random units on Csoller's side. I would love to see Hyena switch to massive Tech 3 air. Because I think he could, if you win air control. There's so many cruisers. I'm sure a lot of air was wasted fighting all those. It appears Le Pen was able to get a navy going. Although I don't think this navy should give any respect to that navy from Le Pen. It's a question of whether Csoller has enough capacity to pay attention to so many different fights. Because now Steyr is in a bit of trouble. Actually getting hit by Tech 2 bombers from Hyena. And all this flak retreating. So Csoller seems to be in a retreat mode in one of these oceans. In the bottom ocean. Top ocean is just absolute domination by Hyena. Steyr's base continues to disappear. So very unclear. We are seeing strat bombers from True. That's one big thing that the top side still do have is the air. those Strat Bombers can really turn this fight between Steyr and Csoller. A couple Strat Bombs right there would really make things difficult. It looks like that Tech 3 anti-air for Csoller doing its job. So I think it's really up to Hyena to win this one. He is the one player who didn't really get attacked too much. Should have a really good base here at minute 20. Lots of build capacities, just start taking over. No need to put too much more into Navy. He's just got a small cruiser spam going. Switch completely to Tech 3 air and get a huge eco. Start making experimentals. A couple spiders. Probably take care of Steyr. But air control is the big thing. Csoller also has naval control, but he does have a problem here. He needs to win this fight. He might need a little concentration for his micro. And I gotta say, Csoller still has a huge base, even though he lost so much. And now here comes Tech 1. Steyr could get himself in trouble, although he's now making Tech 1 point defenses. Another example when Tech 1 units are better than Tech 3 units. When you're fighting a massive Tech 1 spam, better to make Tech 1 point defense for its rapid fire. So, yeah, so tiers are very much not redundant unless you have no clue, in which case you have no clue. So Csoller now getting Tech 2, it seems. Now he's got the shield, so he's going to be much safer. Cruise missiles for Steyr. He keeps on taking out all these mass extractors all over the place. And it looks like all this Tech 1 flak is just going to be wasted on all this Tech 1 point defenses. Imagine some of these are going to have huge amounts of kills. And I really don't see Steyr giving up this position as long as he can continue to rebuild the shields. Although a little bit of artillery could create some problems. It's still air domination from True. And now meanwhile Hyena going on a huge assault. They actually built a bunch of Tech 1 land factories and going with a Tech 1 land assault. Another example when a Tech 1 tier is better than Tech 3 because Tech 3 would take too long. And it appears that now Csoller has won the Navy. So both navies completely won. The middle base for Steyr is gone. Le Pen is under... there's a lot of danger that he will lose his base. Csoller has lost his back base for the most part. Also, cruise missiles have taken out most of the mass extractors on the beach and the back spots. But the front and rock for the bottom side have very good bases, very safe. Lots of mass. Got some Tech 2 in the middle going Tech 3. So Csoller might be thinking about getting a chicken. Hyena still not a lot of power. He's kind of a minimalist here, just getting some mass. Here in minute 24, we'll expect him to have a whole bunch of power and spamming ASF. You see restorers from a True. They stopped all the fun that he had with Tech 1. Meanwhile, it looks like Tech 3 power for Steyr in the most unlikely place, although now his base is very secure. I would expect him in this position to be able to take on a spider, also getting some build capacity. So Steyr is going to rebuild his base here in the back. Meanwhile, Le Pen continues to lose his base. He's still got Tech 2 bombers being spammed up, but this is just too many cruisers. It would take so many. Although now this Restorer force could make things interesting. These Restorers could come in and kill this Cyber Navy, I think. I don't think they could really touch this. This is just way too much. Steyr making more cruise missile launchers. He's going to continue to basically wipe everything out in the wide range around his freshly made base and actually making artillery. So he's going to go with Tech 1 as well. He's going to start pushing, trying to grab this landmass. And now the Restorers are going to go to work. You have to be very careful. Shields together with these UEF cruisers. And no matter what kind of airplane you are, you just got to avoid it. And it looks like they are now going to go and start attacking Hyena's base. I got to say, Hyena very disappointing. Where the heck is his economy? He's got a spider now, minute 26. but he's going to pay the price for not spamming air. He's going to lose that island completely to the restorers. More Strat Bombers from True, and that's one player, True. He hasn't really had too many bad things happen at his base, and you can see how much power he has. He has way more power than Csoller would probably, yeah, so like 9 Tech 3 power generators to 0. That's a huge disparity. Actually, there's 1. And now Chicken together with Spider are going to move down, probably take care of Styre. Meanwhile, Air over Navy here in the bottom ocean, so that gives Le Pen a chance to get back on equal footing. I don't think they really have a chance over here, unless they nuke it or something. And here come the restorers. Looks like they're going to avoid the island. They might go straight after Hyena if they had some torpedo bombers. Not sure if that's going to be made, but multiple experimentals go in Styre's direction. Styre's got to be very wary of that, because the Chicken together with the Spider, it's going to be very difficult to kill. We also see a whole bunch of flak. Restorer is now beginning to go to work on Hyena's base. Hyena actually given his base to Csoller. It looks like he's just given up. I'm not really sure why. There are a lot of Strat Bombers standing by, which can end the game at any moment. But I think Styre might be doomed here. It will be a very close fight. But after Styre dies, I think Csoller still has quite a few units. Total control of 1 ocean. If he gets up more Tech 3 power, and that's what he's doing here. Get his air spam going, win air back. But here it is, a Chicken and a Spider. Styre gets on a transport. Just gets a little further outside. You see the Spider died very quickly. This is where Tech 1 point defenses are also superior. And this is very disappointing now for, yeah. Oh, that's just tragic for Csoller. Tech 1 point defense is better than experimentals. Who would have thought? But I think that was the last hope for Csoller. If he can't get rid of Styre in his base, he won't be able to get a eco that's as good as the top side. And this is so many Strat Bombers. Really, the big difference has been True with the superior economy, and a disappointment from Hyena. I think if Hyena would have ecoed just like True did, he actually had way more mass plus a whole bunch of reclaim. He could have totally won air. And with air control, it would have been game over for Styre. And I think it would have been game over for the top side, who lost both oceans. So an example, when losing both oceans doesn't mean you lose the game. I'm still assuming that the top side win here, and with this type of forces, there's no way they don't. Hyena just hang out. Maybe he wants to go teleport, but he's not doing anything. So a bit lonely here for Csoller. All of his allies either were sniped or quit. He played extremely well, but only so much that one player can do. He actually does have some Strat Bombers. Here come the Strat Bombers from True. Just needs to avoid the cruisers and he's set. Really no air force whatsoever from Csoller, except a couple Strat Bombers who are about to die. He does have a air spam here, which is just beginning. But here come the Strat Bombers. Yeah, it looks like a feeding frenzy on those dead chickens. Strat Bombers. There it goes. I see a beautiful job by True. Extremely well played from the back. He really won the game, and I think most disappointing performance was from Hyena, but Csoller played extremely well from 3 different spots, really won both navies. But Styre completely took him out of the element. I think he really surprised him with his drop, but great play from Styre. Hopefully people enjoyed it. This was another Seton.